Okay guys, are you sitting dockside offshore? Your Mercury outboard, instead of idling around 700, she's running around 12 to 1700, making shifting dangerous, almost impossible. This is your, most likely, this is your culprit. Mercury calls this an IAC valve, has something to do with air intake, air mixture at idle. It is fixed too with screws, rough coarse screws into plastic. Number 10s, there's a number 10 bolt here, and a number 10, I don't know if you can, let me see if I can get it on the camera. It's a number 10 back here, right back here. You'll need to take off this right here on this black, it's like a grounding wire. I'm sorry, moving the camera around so much, guys. This black grounding wire to get to this number 10 and the number 10 in the back. I recommend that you carry one of those articulating 3/8 inch or 1/4 inch ratchets with you with a number 10 to get to this in the back. She's relatively difficult to get to. They do allow you a little bit of a channel here for your ratchet to get into. You want the shorter ratchet. Go back to one on the focus. You want a shorter socket to get back in here and get that off. I just want to tell you that right up front so you're not having to listen to me ramble about my narrative. If you're interested in what happened to me and what I had to do to get myself back to dock, back to my trailer, I was stuck. I've recently transitioned this old IO over to an outboard, and until I get up on plane, I run a little low in the water. Evidently, I know that because I get some salt mist on my filter, and this thing this IAC valve must have got a little moisture on it or something, and she shut down. And I was running about 1700 RPM. I came into dock, and when I shifted, I started to do my gradual shifts into the dock, I couldn't do that. And when I put her, when I went from neutral, struggled to get into neutral, I was headed to the dock at such a speed that I thought I was going to be one of those video guys that crash into several boats and ruin vessels due to an inability to control the throttle. Really concerned me. By God's grace, I had the wherewithal to shut the engine off. I just turned the key, and my first mate and some people on the dock already there helped me slow the boat and get her stopped. Otherwise, if I'd have been by myself, it would not have been a good scenario. But anyway, it was not my home port, and I was stuck. I went over, pulled her up dockside, took the cover off, and found this valve was likely the culprit. I did have a number 10, although it was too long. I still was able to get these out of this plastic and took this off, took these two bolts off, and pulled this little valve off. You have to release this attach point, this cover here. It's nothing, it just pulls off the top. I dried her out the best I could, blew into it, shook her out, cleaned her the best I could, cleaned the portal into the engine the best I could, put her back on, and went right back to 700 RPM. Not a problem. My suggestion is go ahead and buy one of these. If this is your problem, clean it out there. See if you can't get back home without a tow. Clean it out real good, blow into it, dry it out, and put her back on and see if you can't get back to dockside. And you replace this, buy two. Stick one in your spare parts bin on your boat, and be sure you carry sufficient tools to fix this. Well, Mercury tells you somewhere on the motor, let me see if I can find it. Mercury tells you that you're not supposed to shift this rascal with an RPM greater than 750 or 700 or 650 idle speed. I know I saw that somewhere, but with that said, shifting is precarious to say the least when you're running 1700 RPM. The grinding and the groaning and the lack of control on your boat. This is your problem, most likely. This was my problem. You guys have a good day. God bless.